National Today, the Port of Oakland was brought to a grinding halt as independent truckers blocked all access to it, protesting the Golden State's golden boy, Gavin Newsom. Now, many truckers are saying that the California governor is taking away their ability to work. Fox's Matt Finn is in our West Coast newsroom with all the new details. Matt.
Laura, California's third busiest port in Oakland is back open after hundreds of truckers interfered with operations in a week-long protest over California's AB5 law. The law is now in effect after the Supreme Court last month denied a review brought by a California trucking company. The AB5 law requires independent truckers to either set up their own corporation or be forced to become employees of trucking companies, impacting an estimated 70,000 truckers who own or lease their trucks, working as contractors while taking advantage of their employer's insurance discounts. Truckers warn the law could force independent drivers out of business while reducing trucking capacity. Here's one trucker who says AB5 is going to put him out of business unless Governor Newsom intervenes.
I'm losing everything, my truck, my overpriced truck, the 17 years I've been working here, dedicated working here in the port. I'm based out of Port of Oakland. Due to AB5, Gavin Newsom, he can do something. He hasn't done anything. I think he filled the shortage in truckers because he's trying to push 70,000 out.
Governor Newsom is standing in support of the AB5 law, urging the truck protesters who shut down the Port of Oakland to focus on supporting the transition. A Newsom spokesperson says AB5 was enacted in 2019, so no one should be caught by surprise by the law's requirements at this time. And there are still truckers protesting at the Oakland port. The president of the Oakland Port Services says that truckers have been restricted to designated free speech zones or face arrest. Laura.
I love those free speech zones, Matt. Thanks so much. Now, joining me now is California Assemblyman Vince Fong. He's also vice chair of the Transportation Committee. Now, Assemblyman, you say this issue is not just a local issue. It's something that will impact everyone. How so?
Well, this law is an ill-conceived law. We warned the governor when we were debating this bill and when he signed it in 2019. But those 70,000 independent truckers represent 70% of the truckers that operate in and around the ports in California. And 40% of the products and goods that come into the United States comes through the ports in California. And 30% of our exports go out through the ports. So this is a massive impact and could disrupt our supply chain, not only within the United States, but globally.
So the reference to the, quote, transition, we've heard this in so many sectors of our society with the high gas prices, with everything with the supply chain that we've been experiencing. And once again, in this protest, that this is all about moving people along to the transition away from fossil fuels. Is any of this realistic, given what needs to move as far as commerce in this country?
It makes no sense. We've been telling the governor that we need to make policies in economic reality. And what he's proposing is some rigid ideology that makes no sense in the real world. We need to get products not only to the stores, but to our homes. And so in a time when we're dealing with persistent inflation, we are going to have a situation where there's not enough truckers to get products to the stores, to people's homes. That means shortages in stores. That means more inflation. Everything's going to cost more. This is disastrous.
Well, they already have a shortage of truckers, don't they, Assemblyman Fong? I mean, you've seen ads all over the place for long haul truckers. They can't get enough truckers, and now they're going to make life more miserable for them. Again, makes zero sense unless you want to actually kill off an industry.
Absolutely. We need 80,000 more truckers nationally, and that's going to worsen by 2030. That may double. We may need 160,000 more truckers by 2030. So this law only makes it worse. We're going to force truck drivers out of state or to retire completely, and that's just going to exacerbate an already stretched supply chain.
The voters of California, I mean, none of this is working. They have to choose a different path going forward. Thank you, Assemblyman Fong, for raising this issue, and we're going to be tracking it.